Welcome to a new daily top AskReddit video. Today's topic:
what movie, TV show character was made to be nice but was an asshole? Initially, Brian Griffin was once the voice of reason among the mostly ignorant Griffin family. Now he's just a self-centered prick. He's a great example of Flanderization as well. I haven't watched Family Guy in a long time, but I feel like this applied to the whole cast. E.g., Stewie went from evil genius who's a little bit camp to just gay. Emily from Emily in Paris. Terrible FKN person in every way. I prefer to call it It's Always Sunny in Paris, for a reason. She's about as selfish and sociopathic as the gang, but without the humor. Part of the fun of IASIP is that the gang basically have no friends. Everyone hates them and they constantly fail, so them all being assholes is still funny because they are never presented as being cool, and how a person should actually act. Additionally, the shocked Pikachu at the consequences of her regular bad choices. I also can't fucking stand that the show expects viewers to find the millennial teaches her older colleagues about the value of social media trope believable. We're well into the 2020s. Every company is aware of social media, especially a marketing and PR firm like her employer. I feel like the movie The Intern. https://en.m.wikipedia.org/wiki/the_intern_ 2015 film made this trope a bit more palatable because the millennial girl did learn a lesson or two from the boomer. Also, Robert De Niro. Yes, THISS. I have so many problems with her honestly, and I hate how she acts like she's so innocent after cheating, fucking her best friend's boyfriend, ruining their relationship, betraying her old boss, and making Sylvie look bad where she's really not. Girl be romanticizing and overdoing her main character energy to another annoying level. Just like Rory from Gilmore Girls. Don't forget that she had sex with a minor and all the other characters joke about it and think it's hilarious. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Anne Hathaway's friends in The Devil Wears Prada. Also, were we just going to pretend that chefs don't work the exact same hours as Andy? He would never be home before midnight. Worst chef in NYC by all accounts. Mostly the boyfriend, who I refuse to identify by his name because he sucks that much. Lily is kind of crappy, but mostly out of concern for Andy. She doesn't understand why Andy is changing so much, and although it comes across as stubbornness, it's mostly for Andy's sake. The boyfriend though, he's just the worst. He complains that Andy always has to work late. Okay motherfucker, you're a sous chef at a high-end restaurant in Manhattan. There is zero chance that means you're not working every night and weekend and overtime every week. It's completely hypocritical. I also hate that he complains about the cost of strawberries at Dean and DeLuca while clearly holding a carton of Driscoll's, which are cheap and available at any conventional grocery store. That's more a complaint against the lazy production designer though. I just recently read the book and the character of Andy is IMO so unlikable. Anne Hathaway actually does a great job of making her likable and sympathetic. Also, her boyfriend is a teacher at an underprivileged school who is an understanding, sensitive, supportive partner who gets pushed to breaking point by Andy constantly choosing to prioritize her job over her relationships. Lily is a fucking train wreck though. The boyfriend makes me so mad. He only likes her job when it serves him, like getting gifts or seeing her in a sexy new outfit. Otherwise he's a prick. And the bit with them playing catch with her phone makes me so mad. Like, if it were her mom calling, that's one thing. But don't make this poor girl working her ass off miss a phone call. 1 year with Miranda was what she asked for so she could get a job anywhere in the city. Let her answer her damn phone. Also, they make fun of Andy for not having a sense of fashion. But when she starts to dress nice, they get annoyed. BC, she's changed. Her friends and BF are the worst. They did the perfect, geez, didn't know it was such a big deal. Reminds me of my POS cousin. He's always breaking rules and getting in trouble with the law and acting like the victim. I told him not to smoke in my house, twice. Caught him smoking inside again and said, dude, do that shot outside. The first time I saw Devil Wears Prada, her friends reminded me of him. He threw up his hands and said, sorry, YEESHH. Like, I'm not being finicky here, you're not the victim, you're a dick. FR! Exclamation mark. That one scene where she gave them expensive presents only for them to basically grab her phone and refuse to give it back to her when Miranda was calling. That scene makes me so angry. The parents from The Parent Trap. Seriously, each one agreed to abandon one of their children and keep twin sisters apart. That's fucked up. I actually know a family kinda like this. Had 2 sons, divorced when the kids were young. Dad moved overseas with one of the sons while mom stayed with the other son. But they know about the other's existence at least, lol, so not nearly as bad. Had a Japanese friend like this growing up. His family separated and mom moved to the States and left his twin with his dad back in Japan. He never talked about in depth but says her kept in touch and they both liked a lot of the same stuff, but completely different mindsets on life and those things. Ted Mosby. All the main characters in him are pretty awful except Marshall. Dude, Lily pissed me off, and especially. She was consistently the most selfish person on the show. She never deserved Marshall, but they always framed him as the dream couple. Why do people act like Marshall didn't do shitty things? He routinely took advantage of Barney's gambling addiction by having him win money for his boat wedding or getting him to agree to a slap bet. And he's literally the one who got Barney hooked on gambling in the first place. Classic Schmosby. I've seen Ted Mosby as an answer to threads like this, and the first reply always successfully seems to be classic Schmosby, and it makes me laugh every time.